ESL One, New York.
Take me there. I want to go there, to that great place with wonders and wishes. It's ESL One New York coming at you live from the Microsoft flagship store in the lovely borough of Manhattan. I'm your host, Trey Saranthus. Tonight, we're going to be looking at what will be potentially the last map here for G2, as NRG have garnered a victory in the first on Cash. We will be now going to Overpass, where in which my colleagues here, esteemed some not so much, will be trying to make sense.
Hold up. Are we doing this in we're doing 60 minutes or something?
Yeah, that's kind of, I didn't want to say it, get in trouble.
Okay. I would have jumped on board.
On
but
Dateline NBC. Oh.
Okay. Well, we could have done it. I would have run with it. I really liked it.
Yeah, sometimes it just kind of comes out that way. Either way, guys, we're going to Overpass. We can't overlook any of this stuff. We've got to stay underneath the culverts and stay in those drainage pipes. And tell me about staring down the barrel of a pipe.
I know a lot about drainage pipes, and I'm just having a look over. Used to be a plumber, man.
Yeah, sure thing, dude.
Yeah, I don't just all right. Anyway, there's not a lot to look at for G2. They only have one match on record. You need to really look at the stakes for the NRG roster here. And across the last 6 games they've played, it looks like a different member has stepped up and been the top fragger every single time. They've played this in the last 3 months. They've played it 6 times. They've won it 5 times, lost it once, and the only loss was to NRG. Now, this map, when you look at the tools that they have in the shed, as you're talking about, a player like Cirque, if he can go off with the AWP against a Kenny S, there is a really good sign here that he could out-AWP him, which isn't something I'm talking about too usually, because this isn't a comfort zone map for G2 historically. I mean,
Cirque being one of those tools in the shed, Breeze also being one of those tools in the shed, but how about we weigh in on G2 side here? Maniac, tell me something here that's going to really wet your noodle when it comes down to getting it going for G2.
Wet my noodle. No, I think the silver lining is that they will most likely start CT, and I know that, for example, Existence, when we were together in LDLC, Overpass was a map where we put a lot of thought on the CT side. For example, how to be aggressive. I expect a lot of aggression from G2, taking the B water position, taking A long. So they're going to start CT. They could roll with it. It's in the realm of possibilities. What's scary for me is the T side. I don't know if they have the depth to go against players like NRG. You mentioned it, Cirque with the AWP is very proficient. G2 will need 10 to 11 rounds at CT to make it possible, in my opinion.
It's a tall task, well, they've been getting a lot of pistol rounds, so it's a good, that's a positive sign for them, right? They think if you look at G2, they're quite good at the pistol round, so that's a positive start on a map that isn't their choice. They're going to need that as a win condition in my mind, and Kenny S needs to come online with the AWP, which means they need it. It can't be a scrappy game. I think if it's a scrappy game, NRG will have the advantage, whereas I think they need to actually get all the utility and tools up for G2 to have a shot.
Well, the Bulgarian Bulldozers already put just an incremental amount of pain down on G2 in the first map, and Breezy there surely to follow as the wind's blowing the way of NRG going into the second map. This could be all she wrote for G2. Only time will tell, though, to bring that action. It's going to be Pansy Machine. Take it away, Lady and Jen.
Thank you so much, and this is a scary one for G2 fans around the world. Results-wise, NRG have shown they are darn good at this map. This is a good one for them. And they're a map up to the good as well, Alex.
Yeah, I think the desk have summarized it so very beautifully that this is going to be a very tough task. Sure, on the CT side, they can put, Shocks, Kenny S in the right places and the frags will come in. Body's an anchor and he is a turret. But when we get to that second half, it's all about how much of a lead they can accrue, if any, and already Body starts them off in the right foot, gets the head of Not, I did it. Ethan, screw you. All on Cirque, though, and he's dead as well. Great work from G2 to start things off. It was just a walk in towards the A site and nothing more to write home about just yet. Nice and easy. Only 1 frag conceded.
So, yeah, and I don't think we're surprised at seeing those pistol rounds now going to G2. They've been winning these.
They have.
This has been their big redeeming factor, keeping that scoreline looking far better than somewhat other games have felt, is them winning those pistols and then building off the back of it quite well. Now, we'll see when it gets to the gun rounds, and we've also seen these rounds, because it seems like NRG always has a plan here, don't they? And even just on those pistols, they have some really big results.
Yeah, and they just have not lost Overpass. The only game they've lost in the last 3 months was versus Natus Vincere, of course, the Navi boys.
Reasonable.
Yeah, you can allow that, and especially when it was, they got double digits against them. Everyone else has fallen to NRG's Overpass. Good start, though, from G2.
And I think the big one is obviously the Liquid Scalp that they claimed. That's the one that I think everyone's kind of putting a lot of credence on. Exactly. That's the thing. It's recent. It's against a big opponent who are also very diligent. And you're seeing good results. Now, on the other side, G2 have been putting up a good game, though. We saw a couple of issues with NRG struggling to deal with them. So it's not going to be an easy game, I don't think, at all. But again, a lot of time being bought here by NRG. They're not exactly in a big hurry. They're pacing this. They're pacing themselves. Got it.
Just getting that boost right, changing their minds in the meantime, though. As the first exchange is 1. It's Kenny S who gets that frag. Existence was the one to pay the price, though, down to 30. He's going to find himself in a corner. Circ with 1. Do they anticipate this? It doesn't look like it. Breezy goes down first. Fugly to trade. No, any upgrades lying around. That UMP won't be scavenged away. It's
Daps.
going to be on Daps to do something here.
Yeah, Daps. Body is the one on the other side. Now he's going to hear that, so he knows someone's on the site, but where are they? And Smith is en route as well, so if it depends who gets that.
Oh!
Daps, such a good angle as well for him. He catches Body so unawares, and Smith's, he can't seem to land the shot to save him, but he does catch Cirque in the end. Bomb still with Fugly, though, and this is a 2v2 that is not easy now.
Interesting from Daps. Wow. I was going to say interesting from Smiths with the MP5, but instead Daps changes my mind and blows out Smiths. Nice shot from Smocks. This guy's name is eluding me today, but still, it's a 1v1. Nice little fake. I love the position from him. And oh, Fugly, you said NRG on these second rounds, and he even rubs it in. Couple of bullets into the corpse, and it's going to be 1-1. NRG, they just keep getting away with this. They have got
So sick.
clear prowess on these pistols. Daps really won them that round, though. That late lurk walks into the sign, but not only winning the first, but the second onto Smiths towards Graffiti. That locked it in, and it looks like G2 are going to have another jab at it themselves with the sidearms as we jump into round 3. Could be our last map unless G2 can put up a fight and take us to 3. But I wouldn't write them out of this story just yet, especially when you've got the likes of Kenny S and Shocks on their sidearms. See what they can do. Just going to be jumping for info, looking for any indication that they should start moving to group up. Of course, that's the benefit of the CT side when you are on these half buys, these force buys, that you want to try and just get all of those players in the right place at the right time. When it comes down to, if it comes down to trades and comes down to duels, you just will not win when there's AKs and MAC-10s charging at you. And, well, there's some information for them. Daps gives them a boatload of it. A couple of bullets, nothing connects from long.
But look what they've done to Shocks. He's instantly working his way around. Existence is responding to this, and they put Body in a very, very, I guess, quintessential position that he needs to hold this down. If they do decide to go B, he's your only man there, and now you've heard Ether make noise there, so you're second-guessing yourself again. Yeah. Smith's, I've got to go back around now. It's drawing any utility out of G2. I like that. They keep them on their toes. They're making them uncomfortable, but they do need to group soon, NRG. They need to make that hit. Even with all those Molotovs and smokes, they do need to make that hit count, and it looks like it could be a B. The classic B hit with all the Molotovs to push him out of those tricksy angles, but Body takes the initiative. I like that.
It's going to be an attempt. Cirque laughs it off. Body down with some early aggression. There was no trade going to be happening there as they start to rotate towards B. Smiths is a little late, though, and a little exposed. The Molotov will keep him locked out of the ramp side of things. Does go up for an elevated angle, and nothing connecting with the Desert Eagle just yet, but they are just flooding into the site. Problems starting to arise, and now just one frag from Shocks is all they've got to show for it. Looking for a second. He's low, but finds the head either way, and that will be it. NRG. They only have to lose two casualties to find the second.
And they do at least pick up those AKs. 2 of them were invested, so they do kind of keep those cycling through, which is nice, not huge reinvestments. And they know that the money is humble from G2, so they can buy into the SMGs if they want a MAC-10, if they want MP5, you know, whatever they fancy. That can be purchased. So that's nice for them if they want it, but it seems that's not the case.
Yeah, interestingly enough, they chuck it over to Cirque. I think they want to help him to build up a bank to buy an AWP a little later on. Cirque handy with the SMGs. He's actually got a good spawn as well. He's charging straight towards B in the meantime, though. A little long stack from the CTs. G2, when you've only got the USPs, you've got to try something. This is what they've come up with. However, Cirque, he's going to work things out rather quickly if he continues this path towards the site. Nice shot from Shocks.
Really good from Shocks. He's been delivering on a couple of these shots here, and it may not sum out in or equate to a round, but I like him at least keeping pressure on them and not allowing the most 5 alive bomb plants all clean. That's nice. Now, where do they form this retake from? Who's going to greet them? You want that MAC-10 to be farming some of this up, but also you don't want to get it out of hand. So Fugly's position is really nice for this too. That can keep them in check. He can be checking that one out, and yeah, spots out at least 2 there, so he's going to be calling the information, and I don't know if they've got anything else up the sleeves.
Yeah, this should be no worries, no sweat, and no weapons picked up as well, though there is a body dropped for NRG. Teammates surrounding him. And now Fugly keeping hold of his AK and actually just doing a nice little bit of farming himself. Takes another $300 for the frag onto Body.
And I like the way he's backed away. He leaves the teammates to go and pick it up. He doesn't want to risk dying, losing out on the rifle. Fugly should be fine from the bomb as well. All good in the hood. Very well played. Existence stays alive. It's not the end of the world. He just didn't give over money, essentially, at that point.
No worries, no sweat. We'll be still getting that M4. And now we see what G2 can do. A full buy colliding, and actually it looks like Ethan's going to be happy to stick on the FAMAS, playing the long game. Doesn't choose to upgrade. And the AWP now in Kenny's hands, as I can make myself comfortable, because this is showtime.
Certainly is, and you want this round to be big from G2. You want this round to make a statement right back at NRG that you do not get to run away with this. We keep hold of this, and now the double stack on long coming out from Kenny in Existence could be the big one. This could be the way to change it up, and I think Kenny's got a feeling about this. He shows his presence early and now falls away, maybe trying to bait in Existence's position.
NRG, nice little split. This is the default from them. Fugly's going to get water control. Eyes towards short. And he can just stay there now. That's the luxury of his position. You can see he can just basically sit in that corner and wait. He'll get info. He'll have steps as well if they attempt to boost, and looking to quietly descend as well. But toilets is where the pressure is coming from. Cirque the first. G2, they've invested towards long. The downside to putting your CT presence on long is that Cirque can do what he's doing now, walking up on the site. Drops in the meantime towards water, and now look at this fang. That's the problem, but not when Kenny hits shots like that. Down to 8 though, a paperclip could kill him. Now Breezy can just walk onto the site. The CTs are so disconnected from this. The bomb though not there. As NRG, they're pretty spread out. This is an interesting maneuver. They changed their mind. They're going to leave Ethan to keep them busy on B. Here they come. Breezy, most pushed up. They know there could still be presence on long. Of course, Kenny got the frag in the end. Shocks flashing over. So the bomb's still loose. 25 seconds. Existence gets a frag. This is not going swimmingly. The bomb will be going down, though.
Yeah, there's still a chance here, but bomb. Don't step out against Breezy. Now the bomb's planted, and it looks a bit more manageable, especially if that kill comes in. Fugly delivers as well. It's a 3v3, Alex. And what? Smiths? What?
He's just shot Kenny. He was so low, it must have just been a reaction. Now pushing through the smoker's body. 1-for-1. Daps catches him. Smiths. Bombs down. It's not at all a great situation. He may just have to walk away from this one. Keep his head held high and his HP as well. Yeah. There is an AWP to pick up. He'll likely be doing that. And he goes for a wonder. That will be the 4th for NRG. That was a little chaotic, a little sketchy at times. It was CT, there's a positioning that threw them off. I mean, the fact that they had the 2 players long and the fact that Kenny got that first frag really threw a spanner in the works, but they still managed to overcome it. Daps, nice decision-making from him. You can see he considered toying with a B take, but eventually just gathers Cirque and Breezy, probably just shouting like, dude, we are on B, I promise. Get your ass over here, and they do so. 4-1 now. Good lead on the T side. Oh, yikes, yeah. One quick bullet. Smith is going to be kicking himself. That's a lot of oopsies from G2. We've seen Shocks kill himself from his own Molotov. We've seen some knives at spawn. Smith's killing Kenny in toilets.
Yeah, it's the... Wow, we can come back to that because it's a quick push. Body completely flashed. Kenny, though, still alive. Can he do the dance? No. He gets swept off his feet, and Smiths this time with the Deagle, still doing okay, but not good enough. Cirque there pushes his way forward. The bomb goes loose, but it's down to Existence with the Deagle. A 1v3 is no easy task by any margin, especially if you're against that really nice purchase, and you only have a Deagle to hand. So another one on the board for NRG. The AWP is in the right place, but so much pressure pushing towards him, hard to handle. Yeah,
they're going to have money again to jump into this one, but yeah, Kenny was their win condition for that take. I mean, they all charged in. He wasn't flashed. He did have the AWP, so it wasn't impossible, but mowed down. Hard to keep repositioning around that pillar, especially with his presence on short, so that's going to be 5.
You've seen when it goes well.
Oh, God, yeah, Guardian. What a round that was.
This is why I'm casting with you, Alex. I had options for others, but no, he gets the moment. When we get to the arena, it's going to be the hype games. But still a chance here for G2. Purchase is good enough for them to get into this matchup. A couple of bits of utility here and there that can really give them some longevity and maybe slow the roll down that NRG are bringing, because 5-1 is a very commanding scoreline, especially when that first round is off the back of a pistol, of course. So they haven't been able to stop this yet, but there's still a chance here.
Yeah, G2, they've been winning the pistols. That's definitely not, that's a conversation for other teams, whereas, like, guys, you're making it difficult. You need to start winning pistols. G2, sure, they've got that solved. It's everything else that needs some work. Molotov does rain in. It's going to force Kenny to take a bit more of a passive angle. Actually extinguishes it. You can hear elsewhere. You saw Ethan once again in his safe hidey hole, as he will just be providing enough pressure to keep them at B. I'll make the call as well. I'll be able to hit the steps in. Oh, what's this? Onto the balloon. Got Fugly up there, didn't get any initial info. They were hoping for a party. Nobody came.
Me.
What was it, your 16th birthday?
Wow, 16. I was cool by 16.
Oh, you were?
Right? It was younger. I was weird and shy. Kenny trying to make a play through the bathrooms, but the shot just doesn't come in. And sadly for him, it's depending on his teammates now. Shox in existence, isolated towards that side of the A hit. Fugly, Breezy and Sir can push through, but this is going to be uncomfortable if they don't check on it. This could still be a problem as Shox didn't just kind of show his hand immediately, and this plays in well. That's really good positioning, really nice flex play off each other. If one takes contact, you jump in, you take the shots, you try and play off the angles. Really well played.
Yeah, Existence kept him safe as well. That's a nice little setup from the CTs. They have been rather, what's the word? When it's not standard. It's not normal, it's...
Abnormal.
Abnormal, we'll go for that, that works. Abnormal CT setup from G2.
Unorthodox.
That's the word. Thank you.
Gotcha.
There
gotcha.
you are.
I was searching. I was like,
cast a dictionary.
Yeah.
That was an unorthodox setup from G2. Right, I'll scribble that one down. Thank you. And we go in again into the fray. It's round 8 of Overpass. NRG, they don't seem too phased by this one. And they have the chance now to just send G2's money into the trash can. Should they win this one, G2 they have to start stringing rounds together on the CT side. And nice tag onto Fugly. He's going to have to back away. Cirque's tagged as well, but he found a frag in the meantime. It's Smith's forced now to watch as this round 8 does play out. Looks like they're starting to gather towards B, put their resources into a B take. They've got plenty of them. Utility for days.
You love to see that. Even if you lose out on the first player or what have you, if you have that much utility, which they even haven't, they're still fine. It's so nice to know we can still make this hit happen. 3 players against them though, and Shox is trying to be very, very proactive in this and being very dynamic. So this could be a bit of an issue unless they just bang him out straight away. But Shox plays aggressive, plays assertive, and he basically gets the reward. Body could be caught out here, and he is. 2 players succeeding, leaving Shox a little isolated on short. Smoke wall goes up, the support, the cavalry is here, but from the same angle. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. The fact that Existence has the audacity to go back, perhaps considering an aggression, but they knew where Shox was and in turn knew where Existence was without necessarily realizing it. Backing away, and they will save. This will be another for NRG, and that's gonna, they have to save these weapons now. NRG, if they take these away, it's almost guaranteed 7th on the board. Because G2, they're gonna have peanuts. Fugly's come towards long. Shox does wave a flag saying, come and get me, boys. Backing away now towards playground. It won't be fun and games though if they lose these weapons.
Nice play on words.
Thank you. They are going to save these ones.
They are.
No hunting for today for NRG.
Scary to play NRG on this sort of map, isn't
This
it?
is-
You
yeah,
see,
this
you
is-
can
this
see
is
why
it.
they're good at it as well. This is a T side that's well constructed. It's got all it needs so far. We haven't seen that big counter yet. We haven't seen them hit that brick wall. We haven't been able to see G2 work it out. Maybe this is a good time out to discuss that. Their money's also in a bit of an awkward spot too.
Yeah, and with the timeout call, this is where G2 just have to try and get back to the drawing board and work out where these rounds losses are coming from.
Because they've had a couple of close rounds. It's not always been completely one-sided. We've seen individuals playing well. It's just, it doesn't feel consistent. It doesn't feel that you can replicate it the whole time. You need, that really nice off-the-cuff set, crossfire, or not even set, but off-the-cuff crossfire to come in at toilets, and, it all kind of just work well off that. It's very hard to replicate that, it seems. But the timeout has come to a close, and we see the purchase that G2 have made.
Yeah, the problem's clearly been B. The successes that G2 have found have been on the A site. Not all of them, of course. Some success on A for NRG, but much more consistently succeeding on the B side. It does look like, speaking of the devil, that's where they're off. Perhaps a quick one. Down Monster Tunnel. This could be difficult to hold. Body puts out the smoke. He's going to have to keep himself safe and secure. He has Smiths to hold his hand. Shox from a distance as well. Catches Ethan. They're already on the site here, Lauren. And already, Kenny's doing damage with the CZ. 1 for 1. Fugly's wide and low. Now gone. Body doing a fantastic job. He hasn't had to fire too many bullets, but just surviving means his position could be crucial later on. Existence catches a late aggression from Breezy towards short, and that's the round in the bag. Solid. We said B was a problem, and G2, from the back of the timeout, they hold it steady.
That was really good. I like the smoke wall that G2 put
just
up
immediately,
themselves.
here's the steps, and he just underhands it immediately. Wants to make it awkward, wants to funnel them. They either push through that smoke into Body's FAMAS, or they go into Kenny's domain, and they did. That's 3 for G2.
Nice. You had the smoke wall either side of the pillar, which basically means if they push up beyond it, they did get in towards water, that lower area, 2 of them, but you're blinded, your flash, you're coming out against that complete smoke wall behind you, so you're so visible and so easy to spot out, and they have such an advantage on you. And then you have that pressure from short. That's the next option, but Existence instantly read it and put himself in the best place
and
for
another luxury of that smoke is that the Ts that are on the site that have managed to gain ground, they are not...
Zero support.
Sure, no support because Breezy wants to come short, right? But because that smoke's up, you can comfortably, as a CT, have a look towards short. They did so, and they won that frag. It was Shox who got that one.
Really nice.
Double orbs, in fact. I mean, Shox has been doing a great job. I do think it's a little peculiar, saying body and Shox on the AWP when you have Kenny in your roster and you go in double AWP, but...
Even Smiths, I mean...
Well, Existence once, Existence gets. This was the frag from Shox. He actually took it right down through short. Nice angle from him, and he closed it out onto Cirque as well. Speaking of him, he has got the AWP now back in his hands, and it does look like NRG are going to be lining up some nades here.
And NRG don't have the money they want.
No, they're not. Look at this.
Hello?
This is a quad boost.
Hello?
4 players on top of each other's heads.
Where can they see right now?
Cirque, once that train's gone, he will have eyes towards upper. Oh, and he gets him on the boost! Smiths is going to be absolutely rattled, baffled, perplexed, and everything else. He's dead. Shox is caught off guard as well with the AWP. That's so naughty. NRG, they brought all the tricks of their trade out for that one. Getting flashbacks from Fnatic versus LDLC. That's insane. That is so good. Smiths' corpse still there. And I think it was Smiths who was in that game, was it? Yep.
Smiths was in that game. Shox. That was in the KO-MBK happy days, but you're not happy about that at all. You're suddenly going, nah,
what an adjustment as well. He looks towards upper.
Yeah.
Still gets the... And he's still getting more. Cirque's got himself a second.
No. This is a horrible flashback, and the pace does not stop. It continues, if anything, as Existence is left in a 1v4, but...
I thought they were lining up nades. I was like, okay, when you've got the good smoke towards toilets from the railing. Nope. Chuck tester.
Oh,
stacking on top of the heads. Yeah, that's old. That's a dusty meme.
God damn.
Existence. Just trying to save his M4. Probably sitting there explaining to everyone that, guys, it's not happening again. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't fret. Nice work from NRG. The fact that it works, nice work from Cirque as well, because it's very easy to fall into the mindset of, well, I'm supposed to be looking at heaven. Catches them boosting early. Existence is going to save that M4, but that's great from NRG. 7 now. Incredible booster from Despawn to start that one off, get that first blood. But not a smirk on the side of NRG, because their mission is not complete. They're not done.
No.
Much more needed. You get to see that again. Little pokey head, double zoom.
Enemy spotted.
That is enemy eliminated. Gets a second as well as the little peek from body
headshot
on that second
too.
AWP. Yeah, precise. Getting that headshot percentage, of course, the most important of all the stats.
It is.
Yeah.
It certainly is. I remember I used to really care about that in games I used to play that had like, so I had to unbind it because I'd be really annoyed and play worse if I looked at it.
Because you'd only aim for the head.
Anyway, that aside, we do see NRG just pulling out such a curve of a hit there. That's going to be something that's going to frustrate G2 through and through, because you don't know if you can peek that anymore. You don't know if you can play that position, so that removes that information game that you maybe could have played. They might have an idea where it came from. They might have some sort of theory.
It's been seen before, I'm pretty sure.
It has, but it's like, now you go, do they do this every round? It's the first time we've seen them do that. Like, we can't just willingly and openly peek that.
It does. It just sows a seed of paranoia. Perhaps they won't be boosting. It does mean, speaking of that, Ethan can play that position comfortably. Doesn't have to worry about any wall bangs, any funny business. This is a nice little angle from Fugly. Guardian, of course, starts down and gets the early info and gets the early frag. Existence down but traded, but look at Ethan. Easy work from him. He could have got a second body. He re-aggresses and the trades just keep coming. It does leave the numbers in favor of NRG. And the bomb, still not yet committed, despite the presence towards water. And so Smiths, he's only got a USB. The two least equipped members of G2 now left to their own devices. Yeah, Smiths, you just don't win this one. Maybe you do, does damage.
Tried.
Yeah, not bad.
Give it a solid attempt, but you've got Kenny S left with just that CZ. Not seeing it working out.
It's not looking great.
No.
Bomb goes down, that's going to extend the clock, but in this time in favor of NRG. Ooh, there was a weapon to grab there. I think he's more interested in what was happening in Underpass. That will be
that's not bad.
an AK-47. So scavenging mission pays off. Preparing for the apocalypse. What would you do in an apocalypse, Lauren? What's your play?
Where am I?
You're in your house. You're in your
My
apartment
house,
in Cologne.
In Cologne. Countryside. Straight to the countryside.
Okay, so
Get
what?
out of the big city.
You don't
get
have a
bicycle.
driving license,
nah,
right?
nick a bicycle.
Okay, so
Straight
you're on your
up
bike.
stealing it.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
fair.
gonna nip down to Raver just on the high street, pick up some water, some energy bars, you know, some
So you think
terror
Raver's
like
open? You think there's still people
I'm,
at the
I'm
shop?
breaking
Oh,
in. I'm breaking in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm done with legal ways of doing things. I'm in
So
there.
you've stolen a bike.
getting it.
You've stolen
Yeah.
some water.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about weaponry. I'm going to get what I can.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to the countryside.
Perhaps a shovel.
Yeah.
They're usually
something nice.
around, aren't
something, some blunt or sharp item. Something that, you know, because like you talk about, do you want to get a gun?
So you're in the
or something
countryside with your butter knife.
yes.
Shelter?
I can make
You
that.
capable of making a
I
shelter?
watch YouTube videos.
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great channel. What's it called?
The survival one, like I watch a few. I've got this one like Canadian dude who goes out there and he's like, today I spent like £2 in Primark, so I'm gonna go and live in the woods for like 4 months.
I watch one where it's just completely unnecessary. Like it's not survival because you're building a hot tub in the middle of the jungle. But it's cool that they've made a hot
You're like,
tub.
damn, that's pretty
they're
sick.
like, they do it all themselves.
What about you? Where are you off to? Give me the quick 3, 2, 1. Where are you off to? You're at your home.
I'm
you're
at my
in
house.
Holland.
Yeah.
It kicks off. You hear the emergency news broadcast.
Oh no.
It's all gone wrong. You know that's
The
how it
British
goes.
broadcast
Yes, of course.
here in the Netherlands.
Of course.
I think I make the bicycle play straight
That's
on
a
the
good-
bike.
yeah.
I get one of those trailers. I steal one of those. You know those things.
Oh
designed
yeah,
for,
they look like you
for
put kids in.
Yeah, kids or shopping. Hitch it
throw
to my
the
bike.
kid out.
Hitch it to my bike.
Yeah.
Shove it full of supplies, and
Yeah.
I cycle as far away from civilization as I can.
Good moves. I like that. I'll see you in the countryside.
Yeah, we'll
bro.
hang out. We're like,
Hey,
oh,
what's up,
crossing the
dude?
border. Hey, good to see you, Lauren.
You'll have your hot tub out there.
I've made a hot tub. Yep, I'll have crafted a nice one, bubbles and all.
Lovely stuff. First contact is
Whoa.
made. And at some pretty decent rate as
Oh
well.
my
There
God.
we go, Body. Line him up, knock him down. Live up to that name and Body bag him for us, will you? There it is. Sick play coming through the bathrooms. 4 kills for him and finally slowing down NRG.
Yeah, that's perfect from Body. What a play. It's not an easy position to multi-frag in. The 2 would have been enough, but turns around, catches them. Great timing. Or, well, I suppose which way you look at it. Poor timing from NRG. No trade available. Great work from G2, though. That 2-man hold. Again, these... What was the word we used?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox CT holds are working out well. Thank you, Lauren.
Here all week.
2-man toilet stack keeps them locked out, and that's just because they're being punished for these slow approaches from NRG. Great work as the 4th is there for G2. Looking for double digits, though. They've got just about enough money to get everyone equipped. Fugly sacrifices his weaponry in favor of some nades. In the meantime, Ethan, he's there again, using that smoke nicely to escape. He is going to get tagged up. Nice proactive play from Smiths. Catches Ethan through the smoke, so now numbers favor G2. As does positioning. Look at this. Breezy, he's in trouble. Oh,
maybe not.
Beheads Kenny S. And he should be able to walk straight on in. Viva la Revolution.
Cirque's had success as well. That's a scary factor. Now they've had success on 2 fronts. And that's going to put Body and Shocks in this mind game of, okay, well, how do we get around this? Shocks probably going to go central, try and put himself in a position where he can get to either side. But maybe Body can relay some good information here. Maybe they can start dismantling this and working it out. But you can see Cirque and Daps so cautious on how they're trying to clear through this because they do not know where Shocks has gone.
And so Body and Shocks. Yes, they've got time, and what's interesting is they've got more time than they may realize because the T's, they're going for a long, long road. In fact, through long. They're taking a walk. Shocks could catch them here. If you actually take a look, Breezy's going to be pushing through Bank, sure, but Shocks, if he does go into toilets, he will come behind them. He's a little late. They've started to pick up the pace, and it's going to be Body then who will be making that call. Breezy's there to receive Body. The smoke's so good from NRG, that's going to keep Shocks locked out. No long line of sight. 2v3. Body's the first to be tested. He's going to take the safe route, go close quarters. In the meantime, Shocks catches 1 just on the edge of that smoke towards long. It's a 2v2, Lauren.
Breezy needs to hold this, though. He has to keep this safe. That player gets past him. It's game on, and now it's scary. Body left in the 1v1. But he has got away for now, but the time is against him, and as is Cirque. The bomb continues to tick, and we have NRG picking up another.
That's a reset. That's a harsh one as well for G2. That is crumbs. They're going to try and piece together, cobble together a buy. It will be CZ75 for Smiths, M4 for Shocks, fortunately. There's just enough cash to go and get the big one. But yeah, look at that. What is that? 3 smokes, 2 flashbangs from NRG. I get a little bit of a tingle when I see them all running towards the staircase. Maybe they were going to try and get it again. There is the Orb on Cirque, but I like the Mac-10 on Daps as well. This time it does have the one big weapon. It's working so well for G2. Shocks, he knew he had to make a play, and this aggression has been rewarded. He catches Cirque as well. The Orb on the floor. One-man army. They have to take him down. They can't let this run any further, but just as they start to stare towards Shocks, Smiths, his partner in crime, is going to get the frag.
It wasn't pretty, but it gets the job done. Daps left in the 1v3. He's got so much to handle, so much to deal with. He gets the... Where did Body go?
Body must have pulled away just in the nick of time, or the wrong time, I should say, because now Daps, he can go 1v3 here. Shocks, he's already got 3. He has to do everything. He has to single-handedly win this round for G2. Coming from short. Daps, he's not the healthiest he's been. 34 points of health remain. That's a very quick bullet from his M4. As Shocks crawls in.
Where does Shocks go? Daps. He's gone for the 50-50. This could be so deadly.
He has to snap. He doesn't have the time, doesn't have the reflexes. It's Shocks to save the day for G2. He started it and he ends it. 4 in the round. He makes up for the shortcomings of Body and Smith. They had the perfect crossfire. Daps just walked in and managed to take them both out of this one. He will just get that defuse. And it will be 9-5. He even gets the AK out of that one. They're laughing. They shouldn't be. That was scary. That was awkward. But thank God for Shocks. G2, they just say thanks Shocks.
Screw the bus driver. Just thank you, Mr. Shocks. 5-9. Final one on the half now. Purchase far from perfect for NRG, but we've seen them do great things with these sort of buys.
It's true. More so on the CT side, but it's definitely worked even earlier on in the second round of this map. That's great from Kenny S. He throws Fugly. 5 from a range isn't going to be better than the AK. Sarky gets spotted, tagged, and indeed fragged. It's Kenny S.'s HE that takes him down in the end. Over the wall, a safe one for him as he's already on for 2. Looking for the triple as there is an advance towards Monster. Smiths is the one to find the frag. Pushes up. Nice work. Does the bomb loose. NRG this round is slipping away. Thick and fast. Nice work from Daps, but a quick trade. This should be a guarantee.
Should be.
Will be.
And it looks pretty likely. 22 for Breezy. Does get Kenny.
That's an AWP.
That is an AWP.
He's not going to complain about that.
That's a bomb. 50 seconds. Now you may get Existence or Shocks second guessing. Maybe he can make it to the other side. Who knows?
He just has to wait here. Cut noise. Let the CTs become their own worst enemy. He does seem quite keen to start moving already. Speaking of movement.
Existence is off.
Surely not both of them. Yeah, no, Shocks should get this frag here. Breezy's checking towards Graffiti. The timing. The timing's not for Breezy, but no, just out of his crosshairs. 9-6, that's the half.
It's still close, and you think that we know that G2 are very good at picking up pistols. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You can't put that away from them, so you've got to feel this could get right back on it, but then you think, okay, well, NRG are great at turning those rounds back on their head. They can easily pick up the ones when they only have the pistols themselves. So this is yet to be decided. Still one map to the good for NRG. Cash feels a while ago now, but we're seeing signs of life from G2 here. There are resurgences of brilliance.
Yeah, there was enough. Perhaps some oopsies as well. I forgot about that one from G2.
Oh, yeah.
They have had their fair share. But they managed to keep it competitive. D-side of Overpass, though, and I do want to remind everyone, not only was that boost crazy, but this is CT side Overpass. If NRG get the ball rolling, if they get the cash rolling, then Cirque becomes the best player on Overpass. I mean, he's in the list. Alongside the likes of Device, especially in the AWP category. Cirque has something special on this map, an affinity for it. It just complements his playstyle. He can be aggressive, he can hold a line, and it just works so very well here on Overpass. They set him up to do so as well. NRG, a lot of their system revolves around getting Cirque in the right place with the right weaponry. And so the pistol round commences. This is a big one for G2. They've won the first. To win both would alleviate a lot of the initial pressure they'll be feeling in the second half of our second map in our last game here for the last day of the group stages for ESL One New York.
0 utility from NRG and a potential read. This looks like they've probably done their homework in some sort, or it's just how they like to approach it. They have no smokes, no kits, no flashes, no nothing. And this is a full hit from G2. They have the smoke, they have the flash, they have the Molotov. That looks like it's a B through and through. So this is a very unique setup here. Cirque's second-guessed it a bit. He's gone back and had a look, but this is a hit coming through.
And this is interesting. The Molotovs are only going to confirm it. They're going to be retaking, essentially, all from short. And already Breezy's hit one. They're letting the T's in, giving them just enough rope to hang themselves now already.
Oh, but look at the play. Smith is off with the bomb. They're going
running
towards A. But there's already a player there. Cirque's already considering... No, is he? I don't think he is. Maybe they're not making the call. Now they will. Cirque's got to realize there could be a chance they're around here, but he's made noise, and a whole lot of it too.
Yeah, Smith is going to plant for Bank. He's got Shocks to keep him safe, but coming from the bin. Great shot from Shocks. He had to hit that. Bomb now down. Numbers still favor NRG. Certainly not in the health pools, though, as that looks like a good one. And the nades and the frags keep coming in. Ethan, spectacular work in this round. He got 3. Breezy will wrap it up, and NRG, they take it. Interesting approach, though. Wow. You let them into the site. Of course, quick thinking from G2. They just dart straight out of there. This doesn't feel good. They've got enough space, of course. The fact that Cirque lurked. Ooh, a lurk from Cirque.
Nice.
And that will be the 10th. That's NRG starting as they mean to go on.
Yeah, really cool stuff from them. I like that. I was worried that Cirque second-guessed it and got to a bad spot, but because of that weird play from G2 going through CT, it actually paid out so well.
It was a great spot as well. Smith just immediately just worked that out. He was like, right, here they come. You know, the calls are coming in.
Off.
Oh, how do you say 4 in French? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 B. That's what they probably said. Probably a little better.
Beautiful. No, that was majestic.
Yeah,
I like that.
And he just sprinted.
He was out of there. Now, pistols galore for G2. We've seen those rounds being turned, and that was by NRG. So it's very, very capable, very possible. They have good utility to put in and create something, maybe to find some new lines to allow those pistols to find their place. But on the other side, we have quite a few rifles.
Yeah, this is going to be problematic. NRG, they don't let rounds like this slip away. It's going to have to be taken from them by brute force. You have to group up. You have to use those numbers. You have to also do it without showing your full hand. And already, we do see the rotate starting to be discussed for NRG. Just haven't seen too much. And the beauty of Overpass is you can show face and be down that underpass fast. You want to keep Ethan there. Breezy's there as well, should they go B. But already starting to advance.
Damage done. Existence feels the brunt of it, but the hit's not through yet. The flash is good as well. Allows the first to come in. That's Dap's gone, but where's the rest? Cirque is still holding the line. KNS and Smith's feeling all of that, but we are down to the last 2 alive for the CT side. The damage is being done. Look how weak body Existence
so low.
but Cirque just can't make that bullet bend well enough. You can see them desperate for that kill, but it's not coming through.
Yeah, wall banging, everything. They know body's low. But he has managed to Scarpa, and they're actually going to get great after-plan positions here. Existence, he's just going to be sitting. Oh, nice from Ethan. Good read, knows the HP's low and punishes him through the wall. Now 2v2.
Existence has to play this so calm as well. Shocks can be pretty much the bait. He wants to take all those fights he can. Tries to keep the attention there. Diffuse comes in, but the smoke's on it.
It's all on Existence. He's got no bullets. He has to stab. They got the defuse. It was just a second too late. He worked it all out. He ran out of bullets. It had to be the blade. And just 1 second delayed. It's 11 for NRG.
The theory was there, the execution not so much. 11-6 now.
Youch. That was close. That really was. That could have defined the game. Should they get that great, presence of mind to start that defuse immediately. It's pretty common, of course, when you know that they're not going to be playing on the site. You cleared your corners, but Existence position. That was the counter. He had to take the fight upper, perhaps. I mean, presence of mind would put your CZ clip into the smoke, but you just don't have that.
Pretty wild. Daps going for a wonder.
Yeah, despite NRG winning that round, you can actually see that G2, they've come out better. Stronger buy. And now, NRG, though they have won the first 2, they've been so close that they've got, what, an MP5, an MP9, very few nades as well, and same can't be said for G2, although scavenged weaponry. You can see the 2 M4s indeed on the T side early. And so now, NRG, they have to do something rather special. no nades. It's just going to be frags here, Lauren.
I love a good round like that. Just fragging out. Zerk gets contact towards long, sprays in and actually gets the job done. The trade does come back though, so neither side really tearing ahead here until that kill came through from Underpass. Shock's really good presence of mind just to watch for that push up. Still there, still calm, still collected. NRG at a deficit now.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult. 40 seconds. They've got so much time to play with. The Daps has got the flank, and no, just the one for Ethan. Shox is going to get shut down, or rather shut down Daps' flank now. Freezing, not impossible, but Body does make it so. Going to get the bomb down as well for a little bit of extra individual cash. No, never mind. Changed his mind. Could have been an extra 300.
Nah, don't need it.
Doesn't need it.
Don't need it. You don't want to be lavish. You want to be smart.
I think, you know what I reckon that was?
What?
He was like, I could get the money, or I could get this fist bump.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's like when sometimes you can defuse,
Like
but you want a fist bump
So he had
instead.
to take his hand off, and he's like, okay, fine. Boom.
Yeah, you didn't want to leave your mate hanging, did you?
No,
nah.
you can't do that, especially when the camera crew's watching.
I don't like fist bumps. I don't like that.
I mean, I'm glad it's fist bumps and not, like, I see some teams doing the palm, I just... Oh,
Oh,
it's
no,
like sweaty gamer hands,
sweaty
you know?
gamer hands. Rough.
Not about that life.
No. Body could be in trouble. Two players on top of each other. Does he see the barrel of the gun at all? No. Molly sends him scampering away. Just, nope, evacuate immediately, get out of there. And yeah, showing just enough good mind to kind of pay attention to this. Body swings in as well, expects the other player.
Yeah, nice trade. Ethan joining his buddy, avenges Daps' death. They just haven't got the weaponry though for this round. This should be G2 starting to close that gap, seal the deal, and Breezy not long for this Wild. Oh, a great shot from Smith as well. It's a hard headshot to hit, but 3 or 4 in, he does connect. And they've got nothing. Positioning's out of whack, a couple of pistols, and a little bit of Kevlar for Fugly. He'll be looking to try and keep hold of that. It's likely
Positioning
that won't
isn't
be the
that
case.
bad.
They're walking into his domain. Tags him up. Kevlar got him far, down to 23, can he? So, what can you do? Nothing is the answer. Existence shuts them down, and that will be 8.
11-8. Money is gone from NRG. This should be the return of G2, at least scoreboard-wise. Working their way up to a little bit of a scary scoreline here. It's starting to look a little bit more like we've got a game on our hands.
I'm always up for a game on our hands.
Yes, thank you. I too. But 0 purchase. Actual clean eco. A real eco, Alex.
A real one. A pure one. Yeah. You don't get too many of them.
What, pure ones?
There's always going to be someone who feels like, yeah, this P250 is going to change the game, man.
Exactly. I'll get that one kill that makes my scoreboard look a bit better, you know?
The HLTV forums are unforgiving. I need that kill. I need that ADR. Spray from Smith. He shouldn't have any trouble just dealing with this stack. And indeed, yep, sure, 2 frags, but that USP does connect in the end. Body shots for Ethan. Teamwork, making that dream work. 2 now. 2 scavenged weapons, an AK and an M4 respectively. I mean, it's not going to give them the round, but it's going to give them some confidence and it's going to give them some weaponry.
That's not bad, is it? If you're going to get anything out of a completely clean eco, that's a really big silver lining. I'm really surprised it actually got to this point, if anything. I don't know why they're so dangerous at like this NRG.
They've got the aim. I mean, Ethan, he is... I mean, I keep comparing him to Naf. I shouldn't. He is his own player. But he does have that same precision, same crosshair placement. You can see it just now. As he's clearing angles, just with that USP, it is just so smooth. It's in the right place at the right time. Even when flashed, he gets a nice bullet connection onto Shox, down to 45. They want to make this as difficult as possible.
Now the last 2 obviously do want to keep those rifles. That's the paramount thing in their minds, keeping control of these in case money doesn't recover obviously just yet. They can get a nice little boost to the economy, get a far greater purchase, and an AK is always lovely as well on that CT side. So that'll be a welcomed addition to the purchase. They can get their buys in now. I don't think the money's going to be too much of a problem in the fact of getting an AWP up. No, Cirque's fine on that.
He's even bought a decoy, Lauren.
Lavish.
$50 well spent. Let's see how he plans to utilize that nade.
Oh, and Mac 10's out for G2.
The only use I can think of for a decoy. Admittedly, they changed it now so they don't just show up on the map all times, only when they're shooting, so it looks more like a player, but The only time I've ever seen that $50 do anything worthwhile is when you can bait out with an AWP, like that you're peeking a window, for example. You make the shot, they peek out, you're there already. This is fast.
Alex.
Wow, this is so fast from G2. Breezy's going to be the first on the scene. He's full flash, and the MAC-10 works from Smiths. And Ethan trying to do one better, and he only gets one. Shox, a quick double kill, nice transfer, and the round already over.
Wow.
That was it.
All right.
1 minute 30 on the clock, and the 10th for G2. That's one of the quickest rounds we've seen today.
That was sick.
It's over.
That was really cool.
Just charging in. I mean, how much? There's not too much grace to it, not too much preparation.
I don't care. I'm happy with that.
Everyone has their sight lines. The great flashbang. I mean, that looks very different if Breezy has a clear POV.
Yep, absolutely. No, I'm down for that. Give me some pace, G2. I like to see that. Completely deleting 3 players who we've been singing the praises of, and that was in a purchase that, again, they really tried to scrape it all together. Alex is being inundated with water right now.
I said one message saying, "Can I have a water?" And I've got
3.
I've got enough to hydrate the studio.
Yes, you're ready. And actually,
oh, he gets the AWP.
Cirque lost. No, I think Fugly's kept a hold of that. So
yeah,
it's not the end of the world. I mean, the money's pretty poor, to be fair, overall. And G2's money is phenomenal. They're over 10K, 8K. They've been racking up the funds. So this could be going OT. This could be going third map.
NRG, 3 rounds in a row have been forced to save. It's been a 2 saved, 1 saved weapon, and then 2 again. Every time, G2, they're getting the opening frags, and NRG's positioning, it's not flexible. They can't come back into the round. I mean, this is Overpass, admittedly. That B site can be very difficult if you lose those frags early. As a CT side, you just come fighting back into that site, unless you've gained ground, unless you're already coming through Underpass. Those retakes just become improbable, and the save looks more appealing. This was Shox. Look how quickly he found 2 here. They're all distracted. They're all looking at Smiths with that MAC-10, and both taken down with ease. So 11 to 10. You could be seeing that third map. G2 fans rejoice. It's not necessarily a guarantee, but they've got 4 now back to back.
It's looking good for them.
Maybe G2 need to lose pistols so they can win games.
Maybe that's the theory.
That's the secret.
Could be. MAC-10 in Existence's hands, and a fast rush towards short from both sides, really. You've got Shox, Existence, Kenny all there, and I think they're aware that there's something going on, but they're still fighting this one, and on the verge of that smoke, Ethan almost did the job, but Cirque there. And Daps, that aggression. The timing on that was perfect, but that was not. Shox is having a game now.
Yeah, he's no stranger to a repeat Cirque. This time it does get punished. It's a predictable element. That was the big gun as well. Nice work from Breeze. Does he get away? He does through the flames. He retreats. Quick headshot into Existence. Keeps the numbers level. Certainly not equipment, though. Fugly just a scout. No armor. Does have the kit should the bomb go down. They are so scattered, though. I don't think they know where the bomb is. It was kept safely hidden at spawn, which means that they do have the surprise element as they group up. Shox and Smiths, of course, I'm referring to. They have the bomb. They have time. And they have the health. Not a single point of damage done to the remaining 2 for G2.
Surely Breezy can't get away with this. Even
you check it. You check it. You even spray it. I mean, you can actually get the tag through those barrels.
Surely.
From the very tippy top. Breezy's just going to wait for the sound.
Let's just watch Breezy's perspective. I just want to see how far he can get away with this.
They check it. They're going to get...
How long? 3?
You reckon he's dead
2.
in 5?
Oh.
4. 3.
They've not checked them.
2. They
Alex,
haven't checked it.
They've not checked it.
They haven't checked it.
Oh, and through.
No,
This
Breezy gets
is
1.
terrifying.
The bomb's being planted, but he's dead as well. Breezy, it looks easy. Wow. He should have been found. They didn't check their corners, and they're learning a very painful lesson today.
Oh, no.
Just a P250. First he aggresses and catches Existence, then he disappears, he evaporates. Hides behind the molly, hides behind the barrels, and good restraint. Let's see that again. Now this is smart. The fact that he doesn't go for the bomb plan, that's a free frag. Instead goes for the player that's looking to defend. The danger man, nice work. And then wraps it up straight through the smoke into Shox. He doesn't even get out of the smoke. He saw nothing from Shox's POV.
Jeez.
Wow. Great work. So good. NRG, they needed though. That's a Hail Mary.
They did. That's possibly get back in the game sort of round. You have 2 AWPs now up. You got Fugly and Cirque on that. You've got aggression coming out from the CT side. If you're G2, you're tilted. That's a tilt round and a half. You're like, how did none of you check that? What is going on? That's your basics. That's the cross the T's, dot the I's sort of job. But they've got to recover. They've been playing a better game thus far than I expected to be seeing from them, and they were holding their own until that point. So, if they can go back to what was working, they'll be fine.
Should be all good in the hood. Quick work from Shocks. Aggresses on towards Ethan.
Almost a 30 from him too.
Out of here. Closing in on the 13 regulation.
The bomb, Alex, the bomb just went down on the other side of Monster. That's helped out so massively.
In the grasp of Breezy. They are all coming for him though, and he knows it does have daps. He's going to be darting around that pillar as well. This looks tough for G2 and Breezy. He knows it. All he has to do is keep them off that bomb, keep their grip away from the explosive device. 40 seconds. Didn't know where I was going with that.
Nah, I liked it though.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, committed. You didn't even need to kind of put yourself under the bus. I wouldn't have done it.
A boost coming in. This could be the switch. He has to get at least one here, and actually the smoke makes things difficult, and he doesn't wait it out. Instead, perhaps exposes his plan too soon. Admittedly, clock is against them, and now Breezy, he's done it all. Like the round prior and this one, he's got the double kill to start things off, and now he could get more. Oh, what was that? A collat! Cirque gets 2 with 1 bullet.
What is this going on this game? We had that ridiculous shot from Kenny through the wall, and now we have that? I want to see this. Can we get a replay of that? That would be so cool.
They must have just they must have just come
Walked out
same time. Cirque's trained on them. And I love it when it's a brutal collat when you see that wall bang. You know, it's just straight through the flesh of your comrade.
Has just been.
And the double orbs coming out now, Lauren. An NRG timeout, interestingly enough.
Maybe time to. I feel like it's a good time to discuss where you're at as well. Slow down. Okay, you're back in control.
I don't see much talking. This may just be more of a case of
a chill.
No, they want to rub it and salt into the wound. You know, like hey G2, you just got hit.
Here we go.
Bang.
Ooh, suck.
Round over.
That's a nice freebie, isn't it?
Yeah, but Breezy, I mean,
Breezy's been so good.
These last 2 rounds are all him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gets the bomb loose on the other side of a smoke. That's an overextension from G2.
That's a nice freebie. Yeah. You're smiling when you see that. You're like, all right, 1 smoke and I've made your life really hard.
Guys, I think they're going to come B. That's all you just have to say.
Guys, rotate.
They're coming B. It has to be B.
It's gonna be me. All right. We do have what looks like a big lean towards B. Who'd have thought it?
Oh, but look
Ethan
at this.
and Breeze all about it. Shocks is your kind of, secret, working his way around the back lines. Only 1 for Ethan. Breeze still there. You're going to check this spot now, aren't you? Yeah, you are. But you leap right into the loving arms of Breezy. That's ridiculous.
What a great
How's he still going?
He's still going. He uses that smoke and they even push over it. They walk straight into his trap. He laid it out. And they accepted it. Shocks, though, he is unannounced.
Hit the brakes and see if Shocks can play. That's basically the name of the game here.
Hang on, Cirque knows.
Has Cirque heard it? Or did he just read them like a book?
I mean, when you don't see one of the hardest hitters from G2 on the take, you have to start putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Cirque got his GCSE. He's absolutely nailed it. 14 then to 10. I mean, I don't actually know the Bulgarian education system name.
Me neither.
I don't know what his maths accreditation would be called.
No, made a big assumption there, haven't we?
Yeah, maybe the GCSEs went over to Bulgaria. I'm not sure.
Help us.
Still 14 to 10.
14-10, Alex. It's game back on for NRG. It felt like they were in a bit of a drought for rounds. It looked a little done for. I was like, all right, G2, they're tearing this one up.
Yeah, but Breezy just basically throws in the tilt factor. Just a P250. They don't check the corner. They're hating themselves. They're hating that they didn't check it. And now,
what a catalyst to get back
and then he kills your first entry fragger and leaves the bomb loose in his grasp. I mean, that's enough to get any team tilted. And G2, they haven't been able to recover. They haven't been able to find a single round since 3 in a row now for the CT side. Round 25, it's map 2. G2, their dreams of the Barclays Centre hang in the balance.
They've certainly been putting in the work, but it doesn't mean you're always going to get the rewards you desire. As we all see G2 trying to find the last couple of options for themselves here. And that B site has been a bit elusive thus far.
It certainly has. Not too much from G2 yet. Yeah, they're using their utility. They're very paranoid about the toilets from the CT. But they're not going for any aggressive maneuvers. It's passive and it's working for NRG. It's Ethan and Breezy. Yeah, they're going to be the ones to be tested.
Oh, this looks like the, not Astralis hit, but somewhat similar, where you got the smokes and Molotovs to try and force him out of position. But a passive hold from Ethan and Breezy, this could be different.
This is going to be different already. Tags up body, down to 49. Breezy has to get more than one here. We can't even get the one. Kenny quick with a CZ. Now Scarpa's trying to find a safe angle and could be pressured here by Fugly. Great work as he adjusts. And it's good. Combined with Ethan, they make a deadly pair. And the numbers still favor the CTs. Bombs down, though. That helps G2.
It's going to be a rough retake still. You have Shox up. He is the man that could really still tilt this one right back in the favor of G2. And they're holding it. They're making this incredibly difficult. But you can see one of them building up. Ethan there getting closer. He pounces. It's joined by Fugly. But there's Shox. There's your danger man.
Not impossible. Time's ticking away. The CTs, they're running out of options, running out of time. And it's just going to be existence to wrap this one up. Surely Cirque gets the first. I don't know if he's got the time. He's tickled it. He's running out of options. Shox, he's played this so perfectly. He just has to get the frag. Cirque gets the... Yeah, it's not enough.
No.
Quick kill, maybe going to get away just far enough. He does so, keeps himself the weapon, but G2, they respond with a round 11. Finally, they breach the drought. It was 3 in a row for NRG, and it comes close, but G2, they're not out of this one.
No, and the money, if you look at it for NRG, is here, there, and everywhere. A couple of players really well set, others not so much. On the T side, let's look at that as well. Enough for a purchase, no problem. No AWPs, obviously. That's not been the name of the game either. We haven't seen that much AWPing presence from G2, to be honest. Bit of a shame. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. But Shox has been truly magnificent thus far with the rifle, which I'm loving seeing.
Yeah,
and,
he is.
Alex, aggression here.
Thriving with the leadership pressures taken away from him, and nice work. That's Kenny. We said you haven't seen him too much on the AWP. We've seen a whole lot of him in the ground. 2 quick frags from the CT side. Fugly, he's still breathing. His body's looking to do damage. He gets the first. That's going to be giving them and forging them a way into this round. But they're locked behind a smoke. 2 Ts, Fugly. This is so tough. As soon as that smoke dissipates, he's a dead man walking.
He's buying time. I guess that's the one thing. He's made them hit the brakes. If Fugly can do something, I don't know how much more he can do. He is the walking dead right now, and he might still be able to take one with him. He's being such a nuisance, such a pain. That flash is on the verge of being seen.
No, Daps saves him.
Oh my god, Alex, I was just like, no.
Just before we get too ahead of ourselves, no, they save it, and he's out. I can't believe it, but NRG, I thought he was dead. I thought he was, the walking dead. But he, unlike that, still playing well.
Show's bad. Just thought.
Thanks, man.
Verify that. No, I didn't know if people got it at home. It used to be good, but
They
then
did.
it got bad. No. Chad, that's because you got terrible taste.
Do you say he likes it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Breezy catches Shox. This is getting deadly now.
Okay,
it's
Smiths.
all on Smiths. Okay, so we can get the bomb. That's step 1 of a 1v3.
Time though, Alex. He's got no time to try and pull something off here. The Molotov, I don't think that's going to be quite there, no, and the time should be played out here perfectly.
You can get a 1v1.
I don't think he can. I think if the Molotov maybe had gone to a position that had forced an uncomfortable spot for Fugly, it could have, you could see if but maybe.
What it did achieve, and it was actually a perfect Molotov for it, was meaning that there had to be a 1v1 because you can't peek from bin.
True.
Can't go wide. He had the angle. It could have been, if he taken the time, a couple of seconds just to fake it out, draw attention from the truck, but not to be. And now NRG are looking to be in the Barclays Center, not far away. 1 round, 1 single round. They've already got 15. Just 1 more of them puts them in front of the home crowd.
And that's exciting to me. We've got so many good North American teams having moments in the sun like this, and
it's quite the story to tell, you know,
really
by
is.
the fireside in a couple of years' time. Oh yeah, I played a video game in the Barclays Center in New York City.
It's like, you look at it before, you had FaZe being the champions out of this one. We've seen the EU dominance still being quite strong. And this time around, we haven't so many North American teams showing such power and so much brilliance in what they bring and being genuinely very talented. And I'm loving it. But it's 15-11. It's not over yet. The fat lady is yet to sing as G2 still hold on with only pistols, though, and a touch of armor to supplement. It's going to be a rough ride if they do get it.
And they're getting so much info early. NRG, they've just pushed long. They're going to see fountains clear, playgrounds clear. They're even going to see party. They know where this attempt from the French is coming unless they climb through underpass. Look at this angle. Ethan's going to have such a spot.
This could be huge. Depends on the timing, depends on the peak, depends if he spots him out. They spot him first. Here we go. Body gets the kill, and it's game on time. They're quickening the pace. They're looking at A, and I can see as to why. Cirque's not even there yet. He just about gets around in time. He might be able to put up a fight. But this is messy. This is scrappy, and that plays well for G2, but oh, the dagger in the back.
It's Fugly. He's got the 1. but immediately they dart away. Suck as well onto Smiths on the retake. They have to stand strong. They have to be vigilant. They just haven't got the chances. They haven't got the utility. They haven't got the weapons, and it's just Kenny. He's got one. It's Shox who gets the first headshot, and that is it. NRG, spectacular. They're going to the Barclays Center. And we have our last team for the semi-finals of ESL One New York. It's NRG.
It is, and they did it in some style. It looked a little scary at times. There were occasions where we saw the turnaround coming back in from the French-ish side, and they showed a couple of moments where you see that potential. You see why people get so excited by this lineup and what it could be. However, it's not to be today. It's not to be at ESL One New York. It's NRG's day, and I am so excited to see what they can do once they get on that stage.
Yeah, they'll be playing Mouse Sports. They'll be taken to the Barclays Center, taken to the big stage, and I mean the better team won. They've clearly put in the hard work. They want to try and bounce back from, of course, that slip up in the minor, in the domestic minor, and now they meet the North American crowd. It does look like the gents at the analyst desk are there.
They are. Guys, what are your thoughts on that one? How do you think that one went?
Oh my goodness, right away, a high-octane, explosive game of Counter-Strike there, specifically coming out from the flashy moments that I can think of, at least with Breeze hiding behind the barrels, really taking it into his own hands, grabbing the bull by the horns, Chad.
They have that bull here in New York, don't they?
They do. It's down in Wall Street.
I think I've seen it.
Okay.
Anyway, I think this game just shows, this was NRG's pick. That should have been the strength of theirs. It was relatively close, but once again, pistol rounds going in the favor of G2 early, unable to capitalize and convert. That is something which they actually had a high percentage stat in this tournament, and this time round didn't go in their favor. And
Maniac, is someone who has a vested interest in the French scene, we don't know why, but for some reason you keep bringing it up. Talk to me about some of the flaws that you might have saw here in the G2 game plan.
Well, I think Chad mentioned it rightfully so. The fact that they got reset early on the CT side was a real trouble for them. They went down to 5-1. They then had the economy. You said they would need utility. They would need the ops to be proficient. They never really had it. Also, they got reset 4 times during the CT half. So at the end, it was 9-6, which is not so bad considering the situation. They had to fight and grind every round. And then the T side, I said it was going to be complicated for them. They either needed to have like an A plan that works from A to Z, where every round is just the following of each other, but then that breezy round, suddenly they don't have the money.
Yeah,
I think that kind of become deflated after a round like that.
Well, there was 2 rounds like that, right? There was that round there with the P250 behind the barrels, and there was the one with the saved AWP where Cirque had the double kill, right? Yep. So those kind of rounds are ones that break you, and even if you are showing good form, even if you are doing the defaults correctly, you're getting into bomb sites, they're just the impact plays that these kind of youngsters have been putting on a show throughout this tournament so far, and it's very exciting to see. Obviously, Cirque's not North American, but more North American stars showing up.
And talking about being in form and being in style, Shox came in out of this map alone. 30 frags, 16 deaths, but over 100 ADR.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? Shox can have a good game, but where's Kenny? This is what we want. We want this whole team to be paired, the duo, right? Okay, so Shox has to make plays when Kenny's not. Well, Kenny seems to make plays when Shox isn't. In a game like this where you get reset on the CT side, it means he's not getting the AWP as much as he needs, so we can not let him off the hook in that regard, but someone else has to step up to the plate then. That's why we usually think you need 3 stars. You need you need the trio of players. You need the more bomb site anchor, more clutch player, the more aggressive entry style guy, and then the AWP player who can do it all. And at the moment, G2 don't have all those pieces, but at least it's getting better.
Well, perhaps there is some sort of limelight here that we can shed and kind of give over towards James Banks. He actually has an interview right now aligned with a member of G2. Definitely interested in hearing what they have to say.
A tough loss here for G2. Just looking at Overpass, it very much looked like you guys were going to kind of come back into that, and then the breezy moment happened. Kind of what happened to you guys there? Because you've been so positive throughout this one when we've kind of been looking and seeing you guys take this on.
Well, it seems like the breeze run was really crucial. I think it was really tough to handle. Also went super off during the World Series, so I felt super bad about it. So yeah, when you play 4v5 and you get a bit unlucky with those kind of runs because Shox checked the toxic, but not enough. And that was a nice place for him, and that was a really crucial run. So a bit disappointed, yeah.
Now, I would certainly say, though, looking at you guys as a whole, it's G2 looking better. You're seeing that there are signs of like the world-class performances. Do you feel now, just going forward, that you've got something you guys can continue to build upon here?
Yeah, we get better every tournament. Not enough yet, but we see the improvement, and we'll keep improving for sure, because we know that we are capable of much better, but we take our time. A bit sorry about it, but yeah, we're just gaining experience every games, and we'll do something better next time.
Well, you certainly will. I can see how much it means to you, man. Thank you very much, Kenny. Stunner and the guys obviously are very sad in G2 here. They aren't now out of it, but they've certainly got a bright future ahead of them, at least if they can keep building on it like this. Also depends what you guys think.
G2 are down and actually at this moment out when it comes to ESL One New York at least. And not exactly one of the teams that we would have ever said a few years ago would have struggled through this. But, you know, for what it's worth, he says they're trying to find their rhythm. They're trying to find what works for them. Just how much time does it need?
In a tournament like this, though, you have to look at the teams here and the format. It's very cutthroat. That series, if we just look at the way it played out, we had the Kenny S collateral through the wall over towards the A-bomb site on Cache. You know, we had G2 getting 2 TKs in there, Shox running into his own Molotov in a round to go to overtime, the 4-man boost from NRG getting the pick on Smiths on Overpass. We had lots of players sitting the defusers, the barrel play by Breezy. There was lots of highlight moments in this one that, you know, are pivot rounds. So if you look at it like that, and you look at that in the context of this, it wasn't so clear cut for NRG. They needed some heroics. They needed the individuals to step up with their structure. So there isn't really, look, G2 can consider themselves playing well in this game if you look at it with all those factors in play.
Well, Jason has said something about releasing the Eagles. Don't really know where he's at. I haven't seen him in a while. But if I did know, I would say hello to him. Just like we're going to say hello to a member of NRG right now. We do have an interview on the sideline with Banks. Let's see what that's all about.
Thank you, Stunner. I am joined by NRG's Daps. You guys have made it to the playoffs. And my first question was just going on to, obviously, your first map there playing Cash. Went to overtime the whole way. But was there ever a doubt in your mind of kind of being able to close that out? Because it did look a little bit close.
Yeah, I don't think we've played Cash in a long time. It's not one of our bad maps, I'd say, but today our communication was a lot worse than versus FaZe. And you kind of saw that. Even the one round I TK'd somebody on T side. So it was definitely a lot sloppier today, but I think we knew we were going to win.
Now, the Overpass game looked like you had full control of it. Then we saw them start to edge their way back in. But then Breezy pulled off the incredible feat of just being able to be a ninja. He lurked yesterday on Inferno and then done this. What was kind of the feeling of the team before that moment happened? And was that just kind of the big changer?
I mean, that obviously helped a lot. I don't think we were really in doubt of losing Overpass because it's our best map, I'd say. So I think just we were confident going in, but obviously that was a big round to turn it.
Now, you'll be going up against Mouse Sports tomorrow. They haven't looked, say, in their best situation so far. You feel quite confident? Obviously, you'll be in front of the crowd. You've got all the Americans cheering you guys on. Do you think that that's going to be kind of a defining moment for you to slam Mouse Sports down here and get on to the grand final?
We've practiced against them over the last, I think we've scrimmed them like 4 times over the last month or 2. So we have like a little bit of experience versus them, but I think they're one of the few teams we haven't played before. But obviously, like, even though they're slumping a bit, they all have great players on their team, so it's going to be, I'd say, probably the toughest match we've had this tournament.
Now, I've got to ask, how do them scrims go? I know they're only scrims, but just let us into a little bit of insight on that.
Oh, yeah, we win every scrim. We're still really good online.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a lot better online than on LAN. So.
Well, maybe the crowd will give you advantage. Congratulations once again, man. Stunner and the guys, NRG have made it through, and we've got so many people that they may not have expected to be there. It's going to be an amazing time when we get into the arena, and I'm sure you guys have plenty to say.
Yeah, we have plenty to say usually, but I don't know that there's much more we can say about this matchup specifically. Perhaps I give you guys some closing sentiments as we round out this one.
Well, I would say winning Cash was a winning condition for G2. If it wanted to have any chance in the series, obviously losing Cash, that was close. Then Overpass was always going to be for NRJ. If NRJ get Cash, they get the series. They played really well. I think they have a good map pool overall. They have good players, good structure.
Yeah.
They could definitely take on Mouseworks, in my opinion.
I agree. I think there's 2 big winners today, Trace. Do you know who they are?
Us?
Liquid.
Oh.
And the American fans, because tomorrow we get 2 games with 2 American teams, and there is a real probability of having an All-American Grand Final here in New York, which would be fantastic.
Well, let's look at that playoff bracket, Chad. You bigged it up. You talked all this mess about how North America was the best, and it's finally coming to fruition. You are right. Looking at this playoff bracket, NRG versus Mouse Sports and Liquid versus Gambit. That will be in the Barclays Center tomorrow. My goodness.
There's something more exciting, though, right?
Excited. Yeah, there's something way more exciting than that in the works, right?
It hasn't really been super announced yet, but there is a show match going on before those 2 best-of-3s. And there's some guy playing in the show match who's currently undefeated. I think he's 5-0 in show matches.
Yeah.
Probably the greatest show match player of all time, I think they call him around these parts.
Yeah, I don't think they call him anything around these parts. In fact, I don't think many people know who it is you're talking about, and neither do I. Doesn't really matter. We're going to let Chad have his little 5 seconds of fame there with that one. Let's talk about I guess the group brackets when we come into this one, how it all shaped up to this point really quickly, because I mean this is a situation where we kind of need to paint these semifinalist teams and how they got there, Chad.
Oh, I think the biggest omissions from this playoff bracket are FaZe and Na'Vi. The fact of the matter was they both disappointed, and you can see how disappointed they are on social media, on their faces after their losses. I don't know about you, Maniac, but as far as G2 and Fnatic are concerned, I think they may have even overperformed with my expectations.
I don't know if I would say overperformed. They definitely have shown, I mean, on the G2 side, they have shown great promises. Some maps are good. I think the problem for them right now is just a map pool. It's a little bit too thin. When you go in a best of 3, you need more than 3 or 4 maps that you can play. You need 5 minimum or you're going to get punished. Fnatic, tough to say. I mean, I don't really know what to expect from Fnatic. They're going to change something for sure. This is not a long-term project at the moment.
Yep.
Tough to say where they're going to go in the future.
Yeah, we're having Scream in the team, right? Apparently they've added him to the EPL roster, which starts next week. So that's going to be interesting signs, and we can only learn about them going forward. But as far as everything else is concerned, I think we have 4 decent teams. I think Mousesports have been a little bit shaky, but that is a really good matchup with NRG, who needed heroic stage. So that should be another matchup with Fire. And if I see more out of that Liquid trio, I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting time to be a Liquid fan. Moreover, an exciting time to be a North American Counter-Strike fan, because, yes, it's very true. Cloud9 still won the major. Doesn't matter who won the last one. Cloud9 are still major champions. And there is nothing, I mean absolutely nothing, that you can do to change that fact. But one thing we're going to do here is get ready to change the channel and maybe turn the dials off on this side. We're going to be moving all of this cool equipment over to the Barclays Center, because tomorrow
Pack it up.
the semifinals are kicking off in the arena. And boy, I believe it is the place to be. If you're in here in Brooklyn, make sure you go check us out. And with that, of course, we got to end this out on a DHL Moments That Deliver. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow in the arena.
Come on.